Shalom and welcome, students of Torah. This year is entitled, I'm Stuck at Home in Isolation. Can I listen to the Megillah on the phone? So unfortunately, it's very, very common this year, 2010, Tafshin Pei, with the coronavirus all around the world and many people in isolation. The question comes up, can a person go ahead? How do they take care of the mitzvah of Megillah? People came into the home. They can't leave the home. What do they do? So there's a lot of different things going on this year. Those people are not in isolation. They just need a smaller area. They can't be in a big environment. A lot of shuls are having second minyanim, third minyanim to keep things small and not be in a crowd. That's one approach. One approach would be that someone would go to an apartment and be outside the apartment, and the person's isolation be inside the apartment. And there's misrad rules and regulations of where a person can be. Could be in the same room at a distance, certain amount of meters away. So there's a lot of technical ways to work it out that a person can go and have someone come read for them and still work out the rules and regulations of the Ministry of Health. But let's say none of those work. There's no one available. There's no way to be in the room. Person on the 6th floor. It just cannot work out. So then the next level would be so a person should try to read himself or herself. And even if you don't know the trop, the tamim, just read it. Yeah, but let's be honest. How many people could even read it? Forget about with the tune. How many people could read it and get the words right? So it's challenging. So is there an option of just listening to a live stream and listening to a phone? Someone who's there puts a phone on and you listen to the phone and you don't say that way. So hearing by microphone, this goes back 100 years. The Minchas Elazar first introduced it. The Minchas Elazar from Munkach, he introduced the idea and he actually thought it would be all right. But many challenged, like, wait a second, the technology 100 years ago, did you really understand? It's not a voice, it's traveling, it's an electronic reproduction. Rav Moshe had a few tshuvas on it in his earlier years writing, and then later on as well. He spoke about hearing a Megillah this way, and then he spoke about hearing Havdalah over the phone, and he said it could be, there might be what to talk about. Maybe, halachically, could be considered a kol. And then you have Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach said, absolutely not. I studied the science, the electronics over this is not halacha kol. And those people have some people have primitive ideas of what it is electronically, what's going on. And they think somehow it's really the coal that's being passed over. It's not, and understand that. It is nothing. Halachically, it's nothing. And then in the footnotes, he writes that after I wrote my tshuva, I did speak to the Chazon Ish. And the Chazon Ish says, I'm not so sure as you are that it can't be any coal at all. And he was in Suffolk. So what do we come out with all this? Obviously, there's many hours that one could spend to really get into the depths of this topic in terms of the electronic aspect and the halachic aspect. But just we see some poskim seem to tolerate it, and others are absolutely reject it. And Rav Yosef also rejects it. So you have different opinions. Different opinions. Lamaisa, no postik I think is going to quickly say, yeah, everything, just go listen on a recording. It's the same as live. Not a recording. A live broadcast is the same as actually being there. No one's going to say that. The question is, in a pressing situation like we have, could one rely on it? So the answer is do everything possible to hear the real Kriya. Try to get someone to read for you outside the apartment, within 10 meters, away to 10 meters away from you, in the apartment. However the regulations can work out, do whatever you possibly can. The question is, someone tried everything, and there is no other way to hear the Megillah. The person not capable of reading the Megillah on their own, and they tried all avenues. And it's a question of being alone, reading in a Chumash, a printed book, which halachically is not Kriyas Megillah, or hearing it over a phone. Is it something that was worth doing? The answer is of course. When you have some shittas saying it's worth something, of course go for that. And listen to the brachot, listen to the reading, and according to some opinions, you yotzei. So certainly, b'shas chak for a situation, it's something to know about, even though ideally it should be avoided. Shalom.